Hey, and welcome back to 16 Years and Now Kid Free. My thoughts on Lancashire and Yorkshire, or North Yorkshire, whatever part of Yorkshire that you want to bring it in. Lancashire, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've been told off with names so often it's unreal. Especially now I'm up by the border of Scotland. That's quite a strange one. But anyway, back to Lancashire. I've been lucky enough to go there before for work when I was working up near Morecambe Bay. I won't tell you where it was because it's one of them places. But yeah, it's the same as when I left it. Very very friendly. Nice people up there. Some beautiful scenery up there. Forest of Bowland. Well before I even get there, turning up in Wally. I thought naively, and it's one of a few naive facts that I had about this area or around this area. I thought the Forest of Bowland, because it was green on the Google Maps, was actually like the most westerly point of the Yorkshire Dales until I got there and worked it out. But it wasn't, it was the Forest of Bowland. But yeah, that was the other thing about it. When I got there, I was like, well, how the hell can I be in Lancashire if, I'm on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales? And then found out it wasn't. It was the Forest of Bowland. Beautiful place up there. Wally with its Abbey, thank you for proving to everybody else that you don't have to charge through the nose, to get people in the door. £3 per person to go around the Wally Abbey, and and £6 for a family of 5. And it's the history there is just phenomenal. Everything from the 13th century all the way through to the 18th century. Just brilliant. Even the guy that was working in the coffee shop, because my thing weren't scanning, so I went over to go and chat with him and see if I had to pay him. Massive Top Gear fan, totally understood the references of some of the stuff I was saying. Yeah, and that was useful to go around. Cliff Row again, naughty booths for making me spend too much of my budget in there, but oh, it was lovely. Oh, that was lovely. Perfect baguettes, perfect cheeses, perfect meats, perfect. Oh, it was just perfect. Yes, perfect. I couldn't believe it. And it's got me eating that time and time again when I'm getting off the noodles. It sounds like I'm addicted to noodles there. Quite strange. And then, yes, I went across. I've got my map in front of me because I keep forgetting lots of names. Scaunton. I thought, well, I'll go on that edge and then I'll go all the way through it. And the road from Scaunton to Dunsop Bridge. What a road. Of all the roads I've driven on, that is the best driving road I've ever come across. Yes, there's sheep, and yes, it's technical and everything like that, but it was amazing. One of them roads that make you concentrate on the road, rather than the scenery around you. I know that's sort of a bad thing, but yeah, it wasn't. It was a really, really great road. And even when I come to Dunsop Bridge, and I came across the the mature ladies in the MX-5s, wow, and we got stuck because the road was shut off and we were getting trapped, so we had to start work out how we were getting through. It was just absolutely brilliant, amazing days up there. And then after that, I went through to Settle on the edge of the Yorkshire Dales. Brilliant little place there. I was in a certain place, I can't remember where it was, but I was chatting to someone up there, and they looked rather mean. They looked sort of like travellers, but it was around the time of the Appleby Horse Fair. I know there's a lot of controversial stuff going on about that, but that's up to you guys. I'm just meeting the people, and it's my experience of what I come across. But yeah, I met some blokes out there, and they were looking at me. Might have been my dress sense, it might have been my accent, it might have been both, you never know. Might have just been my personality. I know it rubs certain people up the wrong way. But yeah, they looked rather scornful towards me. Scornful. Yeah, and then I started explaining what I'm doing. And by the end of the day, he was telling his wife, the wife's mother, his mates, and everything. Oh, you got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy. And that goes into what Yorkshire is. One, it's big. I didn't quite realise how big it but it's a big old county, Yorkshire, and it's very diverse with its landscapes and its people. Because at some points you can be chatting to people and you get your message, what I'm doing across, and they're brilliant, and then other times, but it's the same all over the country, you know, other times, you know, people are just like, bleh, can't be bothered, really can't be bothered. But yeah, I stayed there. I met that homeless lady there, Rosie was her name. I'm starting to get better with remembering names. Yeah, I shouldn't really push it, I'll start forgetting everything again. And I'm not too sure what her gig was, but she was waiting for her daddy, and I don't know in what context she meant daddy. But yeah, I gave the challenge out from my driving videos of every time I swore I'll give £1 to charity. So what I did is I gave the £5 to Rosie, along with the sandwich I made. I was making myself a sandwich and that toffee crisp that she wolfed down. But yeah, Cecil was a nice place there. The market there was brilliant. I was going to take some videos, but it was early in the morning, and I did ask a few people, and they were like, no, not really, we don't want people like that. I'm like, no, that's fair play. Usually people want advertisement, but they didn't, so I can't really say that. The steepness of the hills up there are beyond anything I've seen so far. And that includes going through the Peak District. But yeah, they were steep. You might have seen some of the videos that I've done driving around there. They're only for older people. Don't want to there's little people hearing swear words. Okay, we don't want that. No. But they're very steep. And because of the amount of kit that I've got in the back of William, it does make it quite difficult for his poor little brakes. And his poor little tired engine. He's arthritic. You know, he's nearly as bad as me. I'm not arthritic, I've just got lots more problems. But yeah, then yeah, I went off to, what was it called? Malham. But it started raining. I didn't know quite what was going on with people, because like the atmosphere changed, and then I found out, you know, it was the school holidays, it was raining, and people were a little bit off, shall I say. I have done a video about that way, can't remember how long ago it was. The one problem about this journey is that you just lose track of days so completely. But yeah, so I didn't do Malham Cove or the Three Peaks or anything like that. One, because I busted my knee getting in the car, silly me. And then after that, it was fast approaching my birthday, and I hadn't been near the water for that long. So yeah, I headed off to Ramsgill, which is near the reservoir there, which I can't find on the map. But I can't remember the name of the reservoir, but I remember it was right by Ramsgill and the River Nid, N-I-D-D, there, and that was over the Jubilee weekend. Met some amazing people there. Oh, absolutely. The Pakistani couple that gave me the halal burgers, that was so tasty. And then you had the Leeds couple that was there, having a lovely chat with them about it. And you had the English and the French couple, English man, French lady, you get my point, that taught me the game of Catch the Queen, which I always say, when I come back home or I meet other people, I will teach them. I haven't really had the opportunity to teach anybody some card games yet. But yeah, you know, I'm 8 minutes into this video, well, 8.5 minutes into this video, and I'm only halfway across Yorkshire. You know, that's how big it is. I know I've mentioned a bit of Lancashire, but at Ramsgill, me, naively again, I've got to admit, didn't think that midges lived anywhere but Scotland. I know, I'm an idiot, completely not an idiot for that. Oh mate, charging's getting terrible. Yeah, I've only got 15% left. I'm sure I can get this one going. Yeah, so you saw the photos and the videos. I got munched. They love me. It doesn't matter whether I'm in Italy, Spain, Portugal, France, Belgium, you know, anywhere, if it's got mosquitoes or anything that bites and sucks blood, I'm going to get it. Absolutely going to get it. So yeah, I played geology against them and geography against them, and rushed straight over past most of the Yorkshire moors, past the Yorkshire moors, over to Robin Hood Bay. Cannot say enough about that place. I do adore the coastline. That northeast coastline along there is just something else. It's got everything there. It's got the place names like Ravenscar. It's got quirky big towns like Scarborough. You know, I've heard nothing but bad things about Scarborough, but when I went there, oh, what a fantastic place. Absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe it. What a night I had for the night before my birthday, which I treated as my birthday. You know, staying in the Grand Hotel for £36.97p, going out into town, chatting to people, you know, meeting Tegan Webster, meeting the older couple. The lady only had one leg, and I thought she was going to tell me off, but didn't, because, you know, we all have our problems. We all do. We all have our problems. Yeah, I would say, you know, if you wanted a cheap weekend away or a week away, if it's sunny, go to Scarborough and Scarborough Beach. Just honestly go there. You will find it an amazing place. You've got the Ferris wheel, the arcades, you know, the fun fair. You can do surfing. It's just a fantastic place, and it's cheap. Yeah, I know everything's a, you know, cost of living crisis at the moment. So if you want to bring your cost down, that's a wicked place to say. And I dare say, if you know, go on the Grand Hotel website, you know, you mostly get a week-long or weekend booking cheaper for what I got the night, you know. That's how it happens, and people want to get them in there. But yeah, that was absolutely incredible. Going to Whitby, you know, where you got the mock-up of the Endeavour sailboat from Captain Cook, to make that connection was absolutely brilliant. Being by the quayside, being in that bustling seaside town, which, you know, all you had to do was change people's dress code, you know, and I could have been there in the 1920s to the 1940s, 60s, wherever. It was still had that feel of, we've been here for a long time and we're going to be here for a long time to come. Apologies, I never had the Whitby fish and chips, cod and chips. It was just, you know, something that I didn't come across. Doing 199 steps, that was absolutely amazing, you know, a bit short. Yeah, and then what else did I do? Oh, I've done the walk down to Port Margrove, and going down that rope. That was excellent, you know, just to get that feeling back again after I pooped myself doing it in the Peak District. People might have seen that video. Done that, and the walking around there is absolutely amazing, and it is dramatic, that coastline. You can see where, you know, nature is, you know, the veracity of nature by the amount of, like, rock that is being smashed off there and it's washed out to sea. Even down to when I saw that piece of iron that I thought was ironstone, but it was actually a piece of iron that had been worn down into pretty much a stone shape. That was brilliant. Skinny Grove, that was brilliant. I was only there for the one night. Met some amazing people there, the guys with the huskies, and they were amazing huskies. There was like 6 of them or something like that, and they were just off their lead. They didn't really bother anyone. You know, I was sitting back in my car doing some food, and he came up next to me and was like, "Oh, you're all right, buddy." Gave him a stroke, and he was like, "Oh," and wandered back off. That was brilliant. Oh, Christ. Oh, what's the name? Stays. Oh, yeah, that is a picturesque town. Oh my word. I'm taking some photos and some videos of this great country that we live in, not union, whatever you want to pronounce it as. I have, but that is every angle that you're looking at. You know, even, you know, when you're coming down the tides and you look up the valley, you look down the valley, you're walking through the back streets. There might even be scaffolding there, but there was a guy next to the scaffolding doing some charcoal drawings and just made it look just so beautiful. Absolutely just fantastic. Yeah, I really, yeah, I can't say enough about that place. And if you go to Scarborough, it's only just up the road. And you've got all that coastline. You've got the Cleveland Way, if you like your big walks. You want to do a different big walk, the Cleveland Way. It's a long one, it's a hilly one, and it's got some fantastic views. The only thing is that if you don't like hills or steep, you know, walks, it's definitely not for you. You know, the amount of times I cursed the hills going back up to the William at the car park in Robin Hood Bay was unreal, absolutely unreal. But yeah, that's me going through Yorkshire. What an amazing journey that I've been on anyway. It's the 20th of June, so I've been on this journey 2 months. 2 months. Over 60 days. Who would have thought that? for all them people that was like, oh no, you'll be going back home in a couple of weeks. But I'm not. I'm still on this journey, and I'm right by the Scottish border. I'll pop back to this car parking space because I know it's here, and I know it's quiet, and you know, I've got Flodden Fields over there. But the places that I've been, you know, it's mind-boggling. I started off, you know, in the Romney Marsh, where I come from. Beautiful place. If you want another place to go and visit, and a lot of people that come from all over the world, travel writers and things like that, people like that, sorry, I think the children are coming back. Yes, just to let you know, I've got 2 school buses next to me, which is quite weird when you've got 16 years and now kid free. But yeah, I went from there. It's, you know, 5th continent. I went up to Essex. I've been round all of Suffolk, all of Norfolk. I went all the way through Lincolnshire, all the way through Nottinghamshire. You know, going here, then places everywhere else. Got humbled in the Peak District. Was only going to spend 4 days there. I think it was closer to 3 weeks before I set myself off again. And of course I went past, you know, Sheffield, Manchester. I'd driven on the roads with tram lines on it, almost been down embankments, nearly losing my life, shredding Williams front tyre. You know, I went up to Whalley. I've been through Whalley, Clifton Road, all the way through the Forest of Bowland. Yeah, the Forest of Bowland, the Yorkshire Dales, across to the Yorkshire Moors, the North East Coast. I've come up there, I've come past Middlesbrough, Hartlepool. I've met great people like Mark, you know, and Kane and Steve, and, you know, so many great people on this adventure. It has just been absolutely unreal. And then after that, they told me about the Holy Island. I've been to the Holy Island. I've driven across the causeway when the tide's out. I've come in, I've been across the Scottish border, and tomorrow or the next day I'm hoping to go down to the observatory in one of Britain's dark sky sites. You know, and that's just a caption of what I've done. You know, any of you guys want to, you know, share any of my videos, like them, comment on them. I'm not fussed about the comments, make silly comments and everything like that. Like Matt did today about, you know, not going full Scottish in a kilt. You know, well, it'd cut down on the washing, wouldn't it? Really. But other than that, guys, you know, I'll catch you again on my next video and my next bit of my adventure. Luckily, these kids didn't walk behind me, otherwise I would have been screwed. But yeah, I'll keep this adventure going. I hope all these videos are keeping you well, and you're all well, and you're all brilliant back at home, you know. And as I always say, take it easy, keep adventuring, and on that note, love you, bye.